Hey, Mychal, how would you describe camp so far for you? We've been talking to the coaches. It seems like practice has been a little different with bags and everything else, but it seems the most normal camp has been the receivers and the quarterbacks.
For us, camp is kind of a time to just get in shape, learn our plays, get in our playbooks, and compete with each other. So when it comes to a practice for a wide receiver, it sucks for not being able to hit. Where we play wide receiver for Navy, so blocking and physicality is important for us. So not be able to like go head to head at the beginning of practice is kind of changed the energy going into practice. But the competing level, especially in all room, we have so many guys that could most definitely start first game that everybody's gonna get better every day. For me specifically, I feel like I work hard. I'm not afraid to say I'm a hard worker during practice. I feel like this isn't my best camp. But I think that our group as a whole, we're the closest group, especially when we have now. Everybody's supportive of everybody. Everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to help the other person next up. So I think for me, camp-wise, as a receiver, I'm having a great camp in that regard and brotherhood.
Yeah. And has it actually meant catching more passes for you guys besides the blocking side?
I would say yes. I would say it's kind of the same. Like we block. That's our fundamentals. You know, if a team is gonna back up, then we're gonna run on them all day, and I have no problem winning that way. But with Coach Stutz, we do have a lot of new pass plays. We're working them, trying to get the basics down, so we can just ground and pound like our culture.
Just be ready when they're called, right?
Yes, be ready when your number's called because you only get a few opportunities, and that's enough to make every receiver go crazy when there's a pass to call.
That's great. All right, thank you, Mychal.
Thank you.
In your Twitter bio, you describe yourself as the anomaly. Where did that come from, and what does that mean to you?
I just kind of feel like I'm different from most people that I've met. Of like the average being normal. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of I don't really believe in being normal. I believe that everybody's special, everybody's great in their own way. Everybody has something they bring to the table, whether it be book smart, street smart, common sense, being able to adapt and adjust, all that stuff. So with me, I kind of find myself kind of dabbling in everything, but not really dabbling in. I don't choose to dabble in things that everybody dabbles in, just because that's not the kind of person I am. I'm not going to change up for anybody. So when I say I'm the anomaly, I just mean that I'm different in my own way, and I feel like everybody's an anomaly in their own way.
But with that in mind, there's an unknown quantity at quarterback for your entire group, for your team. Dalen right now, it looks like, has emerged, getting those reps in the lead spot. What's the dynamic been like with you and your group and Dalen so far? We heard Coach Jasper praise his ability to throw and his mechanics and his footwork.
Oh, well, most definitely. I think Dalen has been throwing exceptionally well, even making completions where completions aren't, there to the visible eye. He finds a way. I feel like all of our quarterbacks though have the arm to throw and have been fairly accurate, but Dalen most definitely is going crazy this camp, and I think everybody would say the same thing.
What was it like for you to see Chance's audition, to see a wideout get a shot to take some snaps at QB early in camp?
I wasn't surprised. Like Chance, he's a silverback for life. I have a lot of guys that used to play silverback don't play silverback anymore, but he's an athlete, so they wanted to give him a chance. I don't care who my quarterback is. I'm gonna love him. I'm gonna catch the ball the same way. I'm gonna block for him and protect him. But it was good. I mean, he for Chance, he's super hardworking. Like him in his playbook all the time, always watching film, just because he wants to do the best he can for the team, whether he's A-back, receiver, quarterback. So that kind of I feel like that motivated everybody to see a guy who can start at A-back or receiver and potentially a quarterback gone, kind of help motivate everybody else in this time of uncertainty during COVID, this pandemic.
Can you throw it all? Did you ever lobby to get some snaps? A trick play or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No way Coach Joe lets me throw a pass. None of that. But if you ask Coach Stutz, I am accurate to football. I'll get that guy from point A to point B, I promise you.
I love it. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Wags. Well, Coop, first and foremost, I see you as a go-to guy receiver type. And I think of my man, Jameer Tillman, and I'm looking at he went from 20 receptions as a sophomore to 29 to 40 receptions for 631 yards in 2016 was one of the best seasons by a Navy wide receiver in a long time. Your stats last year, I'm looking 18 receptions, 380. Do you feel like those numbers can be better? I mean, I don't know how many times you were targeted. I don't know if you had drops, that type of thing, but do you feel like you can be more productive?
Most definitely. I had 2 drops on the year, 2 drops out of regret, but we leave those in the past. Even if I had no drops, you know what I'm saying, I feel like they still could have been better. I feel like I left a lot of yards in the field in a couple of games where I could have put that guy in the end zone. I didn't. So it's pretty much only up from here. I'm excited. I view myself as a go-to guy, but I've been saying this since I was a freshman. Everybody in the wideout room is a go-to guy. You know, we've seen it in camp, and we're going to see it during the season. But most definitely, to answer your question, my numbers could most definitely be better. And that's on me at the end of the day. That's not on my quarterback. That's not on how many targets I get. That's on my ability as a football player.
When Randy mentioned about Dalen, or maybe it was John, is a good passer. We all know he's a very good drop back passer. Also, it's been mentioned that you're doing more 7-on-7 skeleton stuff just by nature of what you can do. I've heard both Ivan and other coaches have talked about throwing in the teens, getting that, 18, 19 passes off. Do you like the idea of maybe throwing it around a little bit more if indeed that comes to pass?
Of course. Of course, I love the idea of throwing the ball. I'm a receiver, you know what I'm saying, by heart. I love to block for my team, but at the same time as receivers, we love to catch. We love to put out in our own way. So, of course, like throwing the ball, excited when they hire Coach Stutz. I love working with Coach Stutz and Coach O every day and just getting better as a receiver. If we're going to put that guy in the air, then let's get it.
If I recall correctly, when I asked Coach Yo when we had our availability with him on what you could improve, I think one of the things he mentioned was route running, being a little more precise on our routes. When you do the debrief on Mychal Cooper from last season and say, this is what I want to improve going into 2020, what were some of the things that you got on the checklist?
First and foremost, it would probably be running an open field. I feel like I make a lot of catches, what's it called, reception catches. But I feel like I really need to work on after the catch, yards after the catch. Also, focusing up when it's like an easy ball in the air, just floating up there, not getting distracted, not trying to look upfield, and make sure I secure the catch first, look it in, and then go. That would have helped me last year when it came to yards after the catch as well. Now, route running as a receiver is something that we're always working on. I'm always working on. This camp, I've been kind of just like Coach Joe said, unprecise with my routes, a yard too deep, a yard too short, rounded here and there, and I know I can be better. But that goes back into focus. That focus when the ball's in the air, focus when I'm running around before the ball's in the air as a whole.
Last for me, I think actually now that I recall the conversation, Coach said that you had a high number of missed assignments. Is that largely in the blocking game? I mean, when he talks about missed assignments on the grade sheet, what are we talking about?
Last year's missed assignments was bad. I had like almost one every game, and it wasn't really specific to passing or running. It was just mental brain farts. You know what I'm saying? That just would happen for no reason. There's no excuse for them. And that's just on me to focus more. But last year missed assignments was a bad thing. But I've been in my playbook, and then we've had the time because of this pandemic, being at home and having time for more meetings and over a longer period of time to really go into detail on a lot of plays and understanding why I'm doing my job. Why am I only blocking the corner? Why do I not have to push crack at this point because someone's coming up for the corner? And that helps when you're in a game, fourth quarter, tired, a little confused. You can go back to your foundation and be like, oh, what are you tripping about, Coop? You obviously have to crack down on the end lineman on the field or block the corner because someone's coming for the safety, or this is the inside run, this is the outside run. So that I feel is going to help me a lot when it comes to missed assignments this year.
Phil.
Hey, Mychal. You talked earlier about the wide receiver group being really close this year. Who's really impressed you in this unit so far other than yourself?
Everybody. I think we got so Devin High was with us up until a short time ago. He was really impressive. They've had him all over the place, A-back, corner, receiver, and he's just an athlete. They're trying to get him somewhere, and he's gonna go somewhere. But he's always gonna be a silverback in my eyes. But he's now an A-back, helping us in that aspect of the team. Ryan, he's a senior receiver. I've been with Ryan since I was a freshman, duking it out on the field. That guy, hard worker, consistent, and just a good leader. Like when you feel like you don't want to do something, you look at Ryan, you see him working, you see him catching balls, you see him blocking, you see him on the field. Like it's hard to do anything less than that as our senior leader. And also like him when it comes to running routes and just running hard and playing hard motivates everybody. Devin Matthews and Mark Walker, I'm gonna put them all in one group because they're balling out this camp. Like they're having an amazing camp and catching balls, running routes, blocking, just energy. There was 2 practices ago, I was tripping about something, and Mark was like, "Coop, like, what's going on, man? This is not the Coop I'm used to. Where's your energy at?" I was like, "Damn, like you're right. Like it's like I need to come to practice with the same energy every day because they come to practice with the same energy today, and Mitch comes to practice with the same energy today. So there's that as a group just inspires everybody and makes us all work harder. Tanner's a big guy. He kind of has that blocking role instilled on him. But he's a guy, if he's in on a pass play, he's not going to go anything less than 100%. He's going to run routes full speed. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to catch difficult balls. And he's going to surprise you. Emmett and Chase, as our other senior wide receivers, they come to practice with the same mindset every day. No matter where they're on the depth chart, no matter what they're doing during practice, they're going to run hard. They're going to catch balls. They're going to block hard, and they're going to set the example. Then we got Nays, Hutch, and Tyshawn. These guys didn't really get a lot of playing time their freshman year, but at the same time we're growing as Navy football players and wideouts when it comes to knowing plays, understanding the offense, and just showing coach that they're here to work and they're here to get better. So just at who's impressed me, there's no one who hasn't impressed me in the wideout group.
And class is in session now. You guys are now balancing a full football load with full class loads. Do you like this structure now that class is back, or is there a difference between fall camp and class for you?
There's a huge difference. Fall camp, there's nothing better than fall camp. It's been weird with this pandemic, but before, like you wake up and you eat, sleep, and breathe football the whole day. That's all you have to focus on. You're in your playbook, you're on the field, you're in meetings, and then you're with your boys. And you wake up and you fall asleep and you repeat it. Classes, I'm not really the biggest school guy. Obviously, I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to put myself in a compromising position. You know what I'm saying? But most definitely there's a difference. It just being on your computer 24 hours a day, it's just not my style. With classes, and you have meetings online, you can't even be in the same position room with your teammates and your coach. You can't be on the whiteboard. It's different, but it's doable, and we're doing it.
Hey, who is the toughest cornerback on your team to block?
Corner to block?
That's the guy that you know when you're against him, it's going to be all you got kind of a deal?
Yes. Before I answer that one, though, last question. Marshall Gleaton has also impressed me at camp. We've been wide receivers at Naps since Naps. We're juniors now. It's 4 years. And he's come with just new energy, great routes, great hands, and great effort. So, like, that does attest to all the routes in the room. But the hardest cornerback to block, for me specifically, is Mikey McMorris, number 5. It's weird because he's my best friend on the team. So when I go against him, to be honest, I want to bury him in the ground. I think I get too excited sometimes. And he's not as big as me, and he's very quick. So sometimes if I get excited and lunge or anything but practice perfect technique and 6-inch steps and lock and punch, he'll make me miss. He made me miss a bunch of times before. But I would say Mike Morris is the hardest corner to block. He'll juke you in and out or juke you out and in when he's supposed to have an outside container go around you real quick and it won't even matter. So for him, I really have to lock in and focus when it comes to blocking number 5.
That's great. Thank you.
John, do you have another question?
Yes, please. I know when we spoke during last season, Mychal, you confessed to being a bit of a nerd and to having a love for like strategy games. I'm going to assume that you had some window of downtime in this pandemic that you might have started dipping the toe into the water or something different. Anything that stood out that filled some of that time for you to get that brain going?
Strategy games. Play a lot of strategy games. So in this downtime, I played a lot of, I'm not sure if you guys know, it's a Civilization. So on like Steam, it's a computer game. Great game. You kind of build up your civilization. You go to war. You can win through war, culture, science, religion, and something else I'm forgetting. But that game, I kind of had the time to actually play. It's not a game you can do in one day. It's not a game you can really do in 2 days. So I had the time to really like get in and learn more about the game and practice. I played with my stepdad. I played with my best friend, Mychal, and we did that for a while. I played Magic the Gathering. I'm confessing all my nerd activities in the interview. I played Magic the Gathering. That's a card game, old card game. If you know, you know. You kind of build your own deck. You have different elements you can use and different cards work against different cards. You have to really take time and think about how you want to build your deck and how you want it to work in the game for you necessarily. So I spent a lot of time doing that at the beginning of quarantine. Other strategy games. I can't remember any others off the top of my head, but like anything strategy entertains me. So there's probably a bunch of little things that I did that I can't quite recall right now at this moment.
And the last one for me, I know the coaching staff last year loved your ability and your performance in the CIC games. At one point, they dubbed you the Academy Killer. I have to think those games and winning CIC games reverb with the student body and the team, unlike anything else that you guys do during the year. Did you hear anything kind of in the wake of last season from others on the team, on campus, or even from guys you might know at the other academies about those games or about the CIC coming up this year?
If I'm being honest, I've been disappointed with my performance in the CIC games, if that's surprising anyone. Air Force game, I had a good game, but I failed to score. I don't know, a chance I really could have scored, and it's killing me. An Army game, I feel like I really haven't. I mean, I do my job, you know what I'm saying? In that regard, that helps the team win. Personally, though, going crazy against Army, I feel like I haven't yet. I feel like that's still on the come up. I feel like it's not too far gone. It's not this year, next year, and next year. But Academy Killer. My stepdad said that someone had called me that one time, and I was like, I haven't done anything yet, for real. But no, I think Air Force game was a really good game for me. But to be honest, overall, I don't think I have much in a CIC game. I really have time, and I need to do better this year and next year for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good questions.
Go ahead, Wags.
Coop, the Silverbacks thing, Strauss mentioned you guys nickname yourself that. I don't recall hearing that attributed to the wide receiver group. Is that new, or when I just didn't know about it? And what is exactly what's the genesis of that?
So no, that is not new. That's very old saying that we use just because they kind of attest back to how close our room is. You know what I'm saying? How hardworking we are, and then just like we're receivers, but at the same time, like we will put you in the ground for our team. You know, so Silverback Gorillas are very family-oriented gorillas, but at the same time, they're one of the most aggressive gorillas, especially when it comes to defending their babies. So we kind of use that, and we're a family in the locker room. We're very close. We're all for each other. But at the same time, like if you mess with our family, aka Navy football, then we'll put you in the ground. And I feel like that we've owned up to that name throughout the years, and we've had guys come back and talk to us in these Google Meets that we've had, position meetings. All Silverbacks through and through in the past and future.
And last but not least for me, I was asking about the tight formation because Navy does that a lot, and wide receiver has to come in close to the line of scrimmage and play somewhat of a tight end role. Dalen Morris is going to probably be largely a between the tackles runner. I mean, he's a big, strong quarterback, so it's a good chance that tight package may be needed. I asked Coach Yo who is favored for that role, and he mentioned a couple of names. Then he said, wait a second, Michael Cooper is going to have to do that too. He's a big boy. So is that something you relish? Are you willing to go into that tight formation and take on a linebacker or safety, whatever the case might be?
I mean, that's like that's like drinking water for a Navy wide receiver. We have to go against linebackers and safeties coming down here full speed, backside linebackers, knockers all the time. I feel like that's not anything new, to be honest.